Today, we are faced with the overwhelmingly serious environmental problems. They are the biggest challenge mankind must solve it together. Since the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century, destruction of ecosystem has been accelerated and air and water pollution has been reached at a serious level. Social costs caused by these environmental issues have soared exponentially. Some scientists warn us that they will be out of our control very soon. Animals are among those that suffer more direct damage than humans along with the global environment. They are losing their habitats and suffering from genetic disease. All the marine and soil creatures could not longer be tolerated. So they decide to bring together to share each other's pain and seeking alternative ways of sending them to humans. This is a conversation between Dr. Arswan and Professor Clownfish. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Arswan. One of the most serious problems among humans is that they use too much disposable products. Humans think that if they use disposable products and just recycle them, it will be okay to the environmental pollution.
Hi, I am a Professor Clownfish. Yeah, and did you know that Korea ranks the second among OECD countries of separate garbage collection rate?
I know, but the problem is that only a small fraction of those recyclable materials can be really recycled. That means all the plastic used cannot be all recycled.
Right. For example, when yogurt bottles and pet bottles are made of hard-to-recycle designs or materials, so those are impossible to recycle at all.
Isn't there any chance that manufacturers using plastics for containers can switch their products to recyclable material?
Actually, there isn't, but it's difficult for companies that need to make profit to change, because there are not any proper regulation to do it, and anyway there is no need for them to use proper recycling material.
I guess you're right, and I even heard that the raw material of plastic is oil. Actually, the price of oil continues to fall these days, but the production of new plastic materials is increasing. It should be much better to utilize recycling plastics, but they are not putting any effort to it. And guess what? The Korean government was unable to deal with the growing number of disposable waste and has begun selling biodegradable garbage to other countries. Specifically, it's called waste exports.
Waste export? Is that true? I can't believe it.
It is. This year in January, there was a case. The trash exported to the Philippines was returned to Korea. When Korea first sent the garbage, the exporter said in the report that with a piece of synthetic flake, the garbage could be used as a raw materials for plastic. However, it was just plastic and other materials that cannot be used. It was just a mixture of harmful substances such as diapers and batteries.
That's not an appropriate way to deal with garbage.
Yeah, can you tell me what kinds of issues you have?
As you say, humans use disposable plastic because it is convenient to use. As a result, million tons of plastic are flowing into the ocean every year.
Throwing away plastic waste in the sea?
Yeah.
Is it possible to resolve that issue?
What are you talking about? Of course not, because these plastics are biodegradable. Most plastic produced so far have accumulated for decades in the ocean without breaking down. Ocean currents make plastic become minute particles.
Oh my god, that's ridiculous.
Do you see the turtle in this picture? He's my friend living in Costa Rica. He has a straw stuck in his nose in 2015. When he pulled out the straw, he had a serious noising bleeding, and struggled with acute pain. I was really worried about him.
I heard the news too. I heard the bodies of endangered species, blue sea turtles and red sea turtles were also found several times in Jeju Island, Korea.
Exactly. An autopsy result showed there were more than 50 marine waste in the ocean turtle's internal organs. The sea turtle swallows soft plastic bags because they misunderstood it as a food such as seaweed or jellyfish. Like this, marine animals are suffering from a number of side effects such as physical wounds to intestinal obstruction, acid stress, eating disorders, and reduced energy antigens.
I see. So what alternatives do we need from humans? Let's talk about solutions first. We can divide them into individual and national efforts. The most basic personal effort is the Big Plastic Pollution Campaign. It means rejecting disposable plastics that cannot be recycled and use tumblers or recyclable products. Another way is to try to build a sustainable marketing campaign by consuming the products of a green marketing company.
There's a lot of effort at the national level. For example, India Prime Minister Narendra Modi declined that all disposable plastics in India will be removed by 2022 to overcome plastic pollution. There's another case. In celebration of World Environment Day, Chile, Botswana, and Peru banned plastic bags. These were more forceful and effective than personal efforts. Therefore, it would be important to find an appropriate alternative by compromising personal and national efforts.
Alright, now let's send these opinions to humans. They will reflect and try harder to protect the earth than now, for them and for us.